Hello. Is this working? Hello. Sorry about that. I just turned on my computer and it starts off a little slow. So this is episode 5 of Retro Anime Feeder. We're gonna be reacting to the 1992 Bastard anime series, the first episode. This is based off the manga by Hagiwara Kazushi. And this was an anime I used to. If I knew this anime was only 6 episodes back in the day, I probably would have finished it. But yeah, back in the day, I watched it. I quit after episode 4. I thought it was like the character was kind of like an asshole, and I couldn't stand him anymore. But like nowadays, I'm a lot more mature now, right? And I watched the first 2 episodes yesterday, and just to see, if I would like it. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So we're gonna react to the first episode, and I gotta say right off the bat. Oh, before I talk about the new Netflix anime, I gotta talk about, like, I'm a huge fan of Berserk, right? And I've only heard once or twice people say that that Bastard is better Berserk, right? Or at least I know some people, like the people at Maison Otaku, they said like, oh, that they preferred Bastard over Berserk, but that's only because of the art style. There's like two camps on why, two like reasons people say like Bastard is better than Berserk, which in my opinion is completely wrong. But one of the reasons, one is the art style, two is from the power retards, power level retards who like Bastard better than Berserk because the main character, Dark Snyder, is like the most powerful being in the universe in his series, which is so fucking dumb, man. These people with their power level bullshit. We used to call them some. We had a term for them back in the day that I'm sorry. I'm surely like missing that I can't. It's not political correct to use it anymore. But like, man, we had a name for these assholes, man, and I wish I could still say it. But fuck, man. So yeah, we're gonna react to this. You can find it on BitChute or YouTube. You can find all 6 episodes on YouTube. BitChute only has the first episode. Thanks a lot, man. So this was put out by Shueisha. I think this was animated by Shueisha and Genion did the dub, which we're watching the dub. And I think Gainax was in the credits. So one thing that's cool about this show is that it has this like dark fantasy, like heavy metal, like cover art feel to it. You get like Conan vibes, you get Lord of the Ring vibes. Very cool barbarians, like fantasy kind of stuff. So the premise of the show is basically you have like a kingdom that's under attack, and 15 years ago, the clerics sealed the soul of the world's most powerful dark wizard, Dark Snyder, into a 14-year-old boy. And his allies, his former allies, who were called the Four Lords of Havoc, want to conquer the world, resurrect like this evil god, and destroy the world, and in the ashes create like a magic kingdom. Even though for sorcerers, even though one of them is a ninja who doesn't use magic, as far as we know. So it's the morning, and then first, so I'm gonna drink something. So already I like this better than the fucking Netflix anime. Even though I only saw the trailer. There's only the trailer right now. But yeah, they fucking de-age. They fucking de-age Dark Snyder. Made him look like a teenager. And he's obviously voiced by a young guy. Here, Dark Snyder looks older, and is voiced by a middle-aged man, which it took me a while to recognize his voice actor, but it's fucking the guy. I don't know the guy's name, but he voiced Mercurymon in like Digimon Frontier. And he's one of those voice actors who probably didn't do a lot of anime, who worked on like a lot of cartoons. So like right away we're seeing lots of blood and violence, which is pretty cool. Though there's gonna be some creepy shit later on in this fucking anime. I love the over the top voice acting in here. A lot of great voice actors in here. You'll recognize a lot of Viz voice actors here. I think that was Kirk Forden as the evil wizard in this episode. So already we're getting fan service. So there's Luce, who's supposed to be like 14 according to the manga, but he looks like way younger. Knowing that he's 14 makes it like less creepy later on. But it's like, dude, I'm not gonna spoil it, but like, oh yeah, here's the comic relief. He was doing her laundry and like, you know, washing her panties, and like she gets pissed off at that. So something I don't get, he's 14, but the dark wizard has been sealed in him for like 15 years. How is he only 14? Is he this eternally 14? There's the fire breathing Hydra. That's pretty cool. Great animation here. That's the thing with shorter, with OVAs, because they're so short, they can like, you know, spend more money on the animation. That character, that head captain character, is in like the second episode, and like I thought he was dead at the end of this one. So one problem I do have so far is that like she's wearing like kind of modern clothes right there, or at least the jacket looks modern, so that kind of bothered me. Oh, and he's washing her panties again. A laundry basket full of her panties. Oh my god. Why does she have so many like pairs of panties? Does she ruin them like a lot? Who's her voice actress? It's either Wendy Lee or Mona Marshall. I can never remember which is which, because they have similar voices. I think that's Wendy Lee. Okay. Yeah, back to the Netflix thing. I was so pissed off the other day, because reading the comments of the bastard Netflix anime trailer, you have these retards who, very brave of you guys to talk shit about Berserk after the creator died. Very brave of you guys, and they're like saying, "Oh, like Bastard is better than Berserk because it came out first," which is so fucking stupid. So fucking stupid. And first off, first off, retards, Berserk started off as a one-shot in '89. Which I don't know when Bastard came out, but like, when did Bastard manga first get published? Oh, 1988. So like 1 year before. Okay. The big fucking whoop, man. And the art, looking at the cover art, it's nowhere near as good. Like, who, as fucking, or even early Berserk. So what the fuck are these retards talking about? So I've seen some artwork here and there that does look as good as Berserk. Plus, you can tell by this art style that's not even as good as like fucking Berserk. Because Berserk does this great job of being super realistic, but having some of the characters look like anime characters with the big eyes, but it still works. Like the females and like Griffith. Yeah, there's the useless princess character, who completely, you find out in the second episode that she's like empty-headed, like blonde, even though she has black hair. So I'm a little confused. Is the head cleric, they call him father a lot? Is that so? Is he actually Yoko's father, or like, is it a thing where like, oh, he's father because he's like a cleric, you know, like a religious priest? I'm hoping the audio from the show doesn't pick up on my mic. That's why I watched it before, so before I did the recording, so like, you know, I would know what happened, because I'm watching the English dub and there's no subtitles. Okay, I think they're getting close to like the reveal of Dark Snyder, which I really liked his outfit in this episode. He has a different outfit in the second one. This is the scene where it makes me feel like he's not her father, because he gets this creepy grin on his face when they talk about, when he's thinking about releasing the seal, which, how they release the seal is like, you know, a virgin maiden needs to like kiss the Luce, who has Dark Snyder sealed in him. So that's where it's kind of creepy, because like, he looks like a little kid and she's like a teenager. Looks like, you know, a teenager or whatever. But like, according to the manga, he's supposed to be 14. So it's not as creepy, which still, it looks creepy here because he looks like super young. How old is Yoko supposed to be anyway? This is where we find out, like, oh, like, they're all forcing Yoko to do it, even though in the next episode the princess does it. So it's like, why doesn't the princess do it if she doesn't want to? Look at these creepy old guys. They're like, just too embarrassing. Man, Wendy Lee's such a great voice actress. And people shit on, like, early dubs. You did have some good voice actors back in the day. Like Tony Oliver, Wendy Lee, Richard Epcar was around. Richard Epcar was in the original Robotech. Who's his voice actor? He sounds familiar too. Like, he kind of sounds like Gary Chalk from Beast Wars, but that's obviously not Gary Chalk. Maybe, I think he's Jedi from from Digimon. I could be wrong, because this is the same like dubbing studio that did like that did Digimon. There's the ninja guy Gara, who's voiced by Steve Blum, who looks kind of like Guts, but not really. Which I'm not saying like fucking Guts is a ripoff of this character, because he's not. Because Guts is actually based off old German mercenary from the medieval ages who had like a false arm and with a big sword. I forget the guy's name, but I remember watching like review from back in the day on Berserk, and like the guy who did it was like, oh yeah, actually Guts is based off a historical figure. Don't know if that historical figure also had one eye, but that's the thing with the Berserk like one shot from '89. Guts has like has like an eye patch. This is where you think that this head captain guy dies, because he gets like stepped on by the fucking Hydra. Well, he gets hit by his tail, but that looks like he totally would have died. Yeah, we're getting close to Dark Snyder's reveal. So like, in my opinion on fantasy anime, for people who want to watch like traditional fantasy anime, there aren't actually that many good ones. I know people consider like, if we're including shit like fucking Attack on Titan and Inuyasha, then yes, there's lots of good fantasy anime. But if we're talking about like traditional sword and sorcery, there's like only two, and that's old school Berserk. Even though it didn't have that many fantasy elements, right? You had like a couple of apostles there, and you had Record Lotus War, which is the best fantasy anime. Which is such a shame that the creator of Record Lotus War came back and made generic fantasy video game fucking bullshit. And Grand Crest War. Man, that looks... It's the thing where the writing wasn't too bad, but just the character designs and visuals just looked like video game-y RPG bullshit that you see in a lot of modern day fantasy anime. So fucking dumb. Okay, here's our reveal of Dark Snyder. Which, obviously, there's some like heavy metal music references here. Dark Snyder, I think, is homage to D. Snyder from what was that band called? Twisted Sister, which I never liked that band. And then like one of the towns is called Judas, which I think is a reference to Judas Priest. But seeing how this series is called like, Bastard, Heavy Metal, Dark Fantasy, I think those are supposed to be references to like, heavy metal bands. Really love this outfit he wears in the first episode. Man, like, listen to how great his fucking voice actor is. It's somebody who would have been voicing like, Disney fucking cartoons, which they use like a lot of like, stage actors in those old Disney anime films. Like Cal, what's his name, Kevin Kline or some shit. The one problem here is like Dark Snyder's like voice actor sounds too good to be in the show. He's like, ha, I think not. You've Man, his fucking voice is so manly and like, you know, menacing. He's like the perfect voice actor for like an evil wizard. And then like they get what do they do in the fucking Netflix anime? Oh, he's like voiced by a young guy. Like he looks like a fucking teenager. Why would a 400-year-old fucking wizard want to look like a fucking teenage boy? It's fucking creepy bullshit. And I understand why they did that, but it was for like it's because, and the fucking bastard fans will gaslight. Oh, because he looks younger in the later volumes of the manga. Have you read the manga? Like I'm speaking out of like no, I have not read the manga. I watched the anime back in the day. Fuck off. Why would I watch the new fucking anime when like I can watch this and like Dark Snyder is voiced by a fucking like awesome sounding English voice actor, man. And like even like how they did the spell casting here is pretty fucking epic, man. How his voice changed, like they did something with his audio. One of the spells later he casts, it sounds like he's like speaking backwards. It's so fucking cool. So he's going to try to kill the what's her name's father, the head cleric guy. So why doesn't this guy like go out and fight, or because he's a cleric he only has defensive magic? Probably that reason. Ha! That wasn't even my most powerful attack. This is where the Hydra comes in. You asshole! You drew my blood. I'll kill you for that. One problem I do have with this episode is the Hydra has a dumb name. He calls him Hydra, and I don't know what the fuck is. Is that a nickname, or that's what the thing is supposed to be? So this is where we find out, like, oh, like Dark Snyder cares for Yoko. Sorry for the dead air, but like, you know, this is supposed to be a reaction. That's totally like Kirk Thornton's voice actor. He just one-shots this Hydra, pretty much. Really like the designs. It's kind of sucks we never got JRPGs with these kind of designs. These fantasy art designs. Or if we did, it was like 16 bits and you would have to look in the artwork in the manual for the fucking cool designs. Same thing happened with, like, you know, because if you looked at like old, I have like the Final Fantasy art book, volume 1 and 2, and like the artwork in there looks so fucking awesome. And it's too bad we'll never get a Final Fantasy game, even though they have the technology now to make games with the old school fantasy art style. They're not going to, because it's not modern. Fucking dumb. I am still looking forward to like Stranger Paradise though. Oh, and I fixed my computer. Well, I did a update and like it fixed the problem I had, so I might just. I wasn't originally going to get Elden Ring because I was going to save up for a new computer, but now that my computer is fixed, I might say fuck it and go get the Elden Ring too. Which Elden Ring comes out on February 25th? Which doesn't give me a lot of time to play, you know, Elden Ring. There's no way I could beat Elden Ring by the time, like, you know, fucking Stranger Paradise comes out. Really love this outfit. Very, like, Conan-esque. Except for the shoulder pads. That's a very anime thing. What's with her outfit? She looks like the chick from, like, 16 Candles. Oh, this is where I'm wrong. It is like it's kind of implied that like, oh, Luce is like the younger version of, like, you know, of Dark Snyder before he became evil. So this is where we find out, oh, like he can, that if he gets kissed again by a virgin maiden, like, you know, he turns back into Luce. So it's kind of like we kind of have like a Ranma and a half kind of thing going on here. Which I don't know how I feel about that, but whatever. Oh, which Luce's voice actor, which might be a girl, I don't know, is the same voice actor as Tsukasa from Dot Hack Sign, which I love Dot Hack Sign. Very underrated anime. And it's the best video game like anime out there. And it's kind of cool how like if you look, they don't tell you this if you played the games, but like there are characters from the animes who have the same the same person in the games, but you don't know them because, you know, they're like, you know, playing a, well, because in like GU they're playing a different game, so they have different characters. But yeah, it's like there are characters from Sign in GU, but like you don't know them because they're, you know, they have different player characters, right? Which is cool. Well, okay, yeah, so that's the end of this episode. And the next episode is like, you know, Yoko gets kidnapped and, like, you know, Snyder has to attack a ninja fortress, which I don't know how I feel about ninjas being in like a fantasy setting, but since this is Japanese, you know, this is based off a Japanese manga, you kind of have to give it some leadway. Because it makes more sense for them to have ninjas than, like, you know, something like fucking Dungeon Siege. Holy fuck, that Dungeon Siege movie. I should do a bad movie commentary night on that. Alright guys, that's it for this video. I think I forgot to mention some things, but yeah, fuck it. Peace.